Thank you. And what is it that you do in life that allows you to feel this pleasure? Share with us how you express your facet of infinity. Just one way will do.
Well, I'm fascinated with words and the way in which taking them apart and turning them frontwards and backwards and finding meanings within them makes me feel like some of the mystery of life has really been buried in our language, and that is coming back.
Yes.
True.
Yes. Do understand something at this time. While it was true at one time and can be true again through endeavors such as what you have just explained, right now in your society, words are really not a form of communication. Actions are, but not words. Words at this time are not aligned with action very often in your society. Therefore, understand that this is because words are simply outer symbols, and that the idea is that you give the meanings to the words. They do not have their own built-in meaning. You give the meaning to situations. They do not have their own built-in meaning. You assign meaning to them. But the actions that people do are the direct communication, are the real words. No matter what they say, what they do is what they're actually saying. In your society now, what you are doing and what needs to be done, as you are beginning to explore, is to allow yourself to come up with forms of communication that are more easily in alignment with action, where less confusion and misunderstanding and misinterpretation will occur. This can be a very exciting endeavor, and you can find ways to use words and vibrations to get the point across, to allow your intentions and your actions to be one. And by all means, therefore, continue to explore that idea if that is what gives you joy. But recognize that ultimately what you will be doing in the exploration of rearranging the words that you have created is the elimination of the words altogether. And simply allowing yourself to begin to render your communication in vibrational tone and action. And then eventually in action alone. You understand?
I'll play with it.
If you do not understand, we can discuss this further if you wish.
Okay, what you've said is related somehow to a question I might have posed to you about translating the mental energy into the physical reality.
Yes, but you see, mental energy is the physical manifestation, is the physical translation already of non-physical consciousness.
So then what's the difference between mental energy and thinking in terms of words?
Not much. It is electromagnetic patterns that are the physical representation of vibrations in non-physical consciousness.
Oh, I missed that.
All right. You are fundamentally, to use your language colloquially, you are fundamentally a non-physical consciousness. You understand? That is your quote-unquote true nature, a non-physical being, so to speak. However, the idea of translating yourself into, or more precisely, translating yourself as physical reality means you have to create an analogy for the vibrations that exist within your non-physical consciousness. This analogy in physical terms is what you call mentality. And it is your non-physical consciousness interacting as an electromagnetic field with itself. And this electromagnetic field gives rise to what is called mind. You understand?
I'm getting closer.
All right. All we are saying is that what you are calling mentality already is the physical translation. It is not a matter of how does mentality translate into physical reality. What you call mentality already is the physical translation. Mentality is only a physical phenomena. Awareness, knowingness, consciousness doesn't have to be physical. It is primarily non-physical. When consciousness decides to express itself as a physical reality, this is expressed through the auspices of the phenomena you call mentality, or thinking in the way you understand it. Thought patterns, words, communication in the electromagnetic spectrum or vibrational scale. You understand? All right. Look at it this way. As a non-physical being, in order to express yourself as a physical being, you create what is called an electronic matrix. The colloquial term for this is a brain. Your brain is an electronic matrix, an electromagnetic matrix. This electromagnetic matrix, as it interacts with itself, creates what you call the mind, mentality. Electromagnetic frequencies that translate the vibration of non-physical consciousness into the vibrations of physical communication you call words. Make sense? Yes, no, maybe.
Yes.
Thank you. Does that clarify what we are saying?
It helps.
It helps, all right. Does it help in terms of applying it to what you want to understand? Is it sufficient for now, or is there something else that needs clarifying? Let me give you another analogy, if I may. What you are experiencing right now, is a similar type of translation. Understand this. I am not there on your planet. I am not speaking your language. I don't know your language. The channel is programmed with the language you call English. That's what he was brought up to understand. I am sending thought impulses. There is a telepathic linkage. My frequency, the channel's frequency interlock. As we become one vibration, my frequency transliterates into his vibrational frequency, and his consciousness translates my vibrations into the form you understand as language. I am not speaking anything at all. I am only, in a sense, sending pulses of consciousness which translate into your physical reality as a vibration that is modulated and called language. It is similar to the idea you have in your world called a telephone. You know that the voice you hear in your end of the phone is not the original voice. It has been rendered into electronic media and then re-rendered into acoustic media so you can hear it. It's not the original voice. What you're hearing now is not my voice in that sense, nor even the idea of words at all coming from me, except as this is how it has to translate into your reality for you to understand the vibration. You understand? Does that help?
It helps.
Well, thank you very much.
The next three interactions, Barbara Howard is first, Sandor is second, and Jackie is either walkers or ballers. So could Barbara please go up? And Sandor, Barbara, go ahead and go right to the microphone. Jackie is third. Where's Sandor? Is he here? And Jackie? You're Jackie? Okay.
All right.
Hello, Bashar.
And good day to you.
I want you to know that I'm tickled to my three-dimensional toes that you're here.
Oh, all right. Thank you very
I've
much.
enjoyed you so much over the last 4 years. And I'm following my excitement.
Oh, thank you.
And it's
How
leading
far ahead of you is it? Or are you doing your excitement?
No, I am doing
Well,
my
thank you very much.
And at every moment, actually.
Thank you very much.
Sleeping when I'm tired and eating when I'm hungry, and
Oh, thank you.
it's a very interesting experiment in synchronicity.
Yes.
Because my
In
life
being
is,
natural.
Yes.
Yes, instead of
Yes.
being normal.
And I have everything I need.
Yes. Do you have
Almost.
everything you want?
Almost. No,
All
I
right.
don't. Actually, but I'm working on that.
Yes. By
And,
following your excitement, quote unquote, you will, when you do your excitement, get it.
Good. Good. Then I perhaps have to do my excitement
Yes.
with more passion.
Yes. And perhaps simply allow your imagination to bring to you or to create from scratch the opportunities that you may not right now be seeing,
Okay.
that you could be acting on. Remember that when you get to a certain point, it is not so much a matter of attracting the opportunities in your life that will allow you to create what you want, but it becomes a matter of taking full responsibility and actually creating the opportunities where none existed before, by matching things to other things that heretofore were not seen to have connections, and you making the connections yourself in the crucible of your imagination.
Yes. Well, I believe that I'm doing that.
All right.
and I feel like I'm in a very whole being state.
Yes.
My dream reality and my waking reality is becoming, the lines are becoming fuzzier.
Oh, thank you very much.
And much to the consternation of my relatives and friends sometimes.
That's all right. It's
Right.
your reality, not theirs.
I know, exactly, and it's fun.
Yes, thank you.
And part of my excitement is leading me to an area in the Southwest where the Templar, what we're calling the Templar, is going to be built.
Yes, understood.
And I would like to ask you to speak a little bit about the Templar.
Oh, all right, thank you very much, Fuzzy.
And in particular, would you speak to me about Lady Nada, who is going to work in one of the chambers there, I'm told is a guide of mine.
All right. Thank you very much. The idea of the Templar is a recognition, a reawakening that there is, in a sense, a grid, a template, a pattern of energy waves upon your planet that represent a certain frequency that is the frequency of superconductivity, of alignment, of synchronicity, of activation, of initiation, of ascendancy, of transformation. It is similar to what was being discussed before. It is the prime harmonic that when you fall into flow with it will allow all things to move more smoothly if you fall into flow with it. Do not carry excess baggage with you into it that would cause resistance and friction. This prime harmonic energy grid can be amplified, or shall we say transliterated, from non-physical into electromagnetic, into physical reality through the creation of physical objects of certain geometric properties which will amplify those electromagnetic pulses when placed on the grid points. These are the ideas of the pyramidal Templars, you understand?
Yes, I do.
Yes. When these devices, when these structures are created to physically represent and act as lenses, in a sense, amplifying lenses, focusing lenses for that electromagnetic pulse, when enough of them are built, and therefore enough connection exists between the various points at which these pulses exist upon your planet, then the grid will be activated. We'll create a next generation, a next level of interconnectedness. And when an initiate, so to speak, is then ensconced within the interior chambers, this brings in the concept of the Nada guide, then they will be assisted in learning how to align with that energy so that they can allow themselves to become far more telepathic, empathic, more precisely put, with all other beings upon the planet, with nature itself. The first and most profound impact, the first and most profound effect of being initiated in those inner chambers when the grid is activated will be that you will have more direct understanding, more direct telepathic communication with all beings in nature. Rock, plant, animal, and human cetacean, all being, and of course all that is. You will elevate your frequency. It is like getting what you would call a jump start. You understand?
Yes.
It will increase the accelerative magnitude of the collective whole, where you can even begin, and this is another manifestation some of you will begin to see once these Templar units are created, you will even begin to physically materialize, once again, as you did in the past, archetypal beings. They will be able to begin to express themselves to some degree of physical materialization because you will have finally created an etheric envelope around your planet that will be more akin to the type of energy soup they are used to existing in. And therefore, you will be able to begin to see them. This is much, 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 much in the way of being similar to the concept of what the Native Americans call the manifestation of Kachina beings. You understand?
Yeah.
This will begin to happen more often, and you will begin to see things.
Does this mean that Davis will take physical form rather than the energy that I see at this point?
They will begin to wrap themselves in a thin physiological etheric blanket and begin to take some degree of more physical interactive form, yes. At the same time, recognize you will also be becoming more etheric, more malleable. Your reality will then, at that point, have almost no separation between non-physical and physical, dream and awake. You understand?
I do. I think I'm having a sense of that now.
Yes, you are beginning to. That's why you are fuzzy.
It throws me, Bashar. And sometimes I don't know where I am.
That's all right. You're always here and now.
Here and now, but here and now is also there and now. And
it is here and now.
Here and now.
Yes. There is always here. It is simply another perspective of the here. There is an arbitrary term.
Yes. Well, in terms of density and
yes.
dimension,
yes.
That's becoming very fluid for me.
Yes, that's what fourth density is all about, being more fluid.
Well, but I also feel like I'm going to pass out a lot.
Well, that's all right. You'll get the hang of it.
Fall into a puddle.
If you fall into a puddle of water, take a drink.
Okay, so that's in my dreams, of falling into a puddle of water. But
yes,
but
you are jumping into life. But at this point, you are still on the surface. You have, and this should excite you, to discover great depths yet. And you are moving in that direction. And once you go below the surface, it will no longer be a puddle. It will start to become a pool, and then a lake, and then an ocean. All right?
All right. May I ask just one quick thing? I don't mean to be greedy here, but how can I get down to the bottom of the ocean quickly?
By asking your guides for help in dream time. You will receive the help. You will receive the help. Feel the energy. Feel the energy in you that would represent to you in your imagination the concept of the depths that you wish to go to. Feel that energy as you drift off to sleep. Ask for assistance. You will get it, but only as much as you can handle. Trust the timing of this. It is critical. Trust the timing. Do not be impatient for time. Trust the timing. All right?
Yes.
Pleasant dreams, Fuzzy.
Thank you, my friend. I'll see you in my dreams.
Oh, yes, you will.
Bashar?
And good day to you.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
This is a very confused human.
Thank you very much. How exciting.
Being here now
Yes.
has no bearing on the past, which is one of the theories.
No. You have it backwards. The past has no bearing on being here now.
That's correct. Tell me about it. You mean we don't look backwards and we don't grow on what we know from before?
Yes, you can. But you do not need to create what we would call an effective attachment to the things you have been. Because this is what many of you do. Some of you may, in a sense, learn from the past. That is true. What you have been can always be learned from. You can always grow from that. But what many of you also do is you retain a sense of attachment to the concept of what you have been, rather than simply allowing yourself to truly become the new idea that you have learned you can be from your past experience. You do not completely detach from that concept once you have learned what you can be. And therefore you create repetitive patterns in your life that you don't know how to break from. The concept is to realize that you take what you have done, cherish it, learn from it, grow from it, but when you decide in what way you wish to change, in what way the growth should be representative, then understand that at that moment you are a completely new being who no longer has any experiential attachment to the concept of the past, or the past no longer has any experiential effect on who you are in the present. You can learn from it without the past having any effect on what you're capable of doing here and now. You understand?
I do, and I thank you.
Thank you very much for allowing us to reflect the clarity that you already possess.
my brother.
And to you, most joyous good day.
I want to know why the Planetary Commission is allowing the destruction of this planet.
How can anything else be done when it belongs to you? Understand again, what we allow, what is allowed, what is not allowed, these issues of allowance are really quite different than the way most people on your planet understand it. What we are allowing you to be is who you really prefer to be. We are allowing you to bring all these issues of negativity bubbling up to the surface of your being that your species has held down for so long so that you can decide as your own planetary commission whether or not you wish these realities of negativity to continue, or in having brought them into the light, whether you wish to redefine and change the reality of your world, which is the only decision that you need to make in order to allow us to finally interact with you as equals. But you see, we cannot in any way, shape, or form interfere with what you decide will happen on your planet. It's your planet. It belongs to you. We cannot, in that sense, intervene except in a few very specific instances where, if you were allowed to take things beyond a certain point, it would affect more than just your world. That cannot be allowed by us. But everything else can be. It is your planet, and if you really decide you want to destroy it, we have to let you do so. Why? Because that's how much we really do love you. We love you enough to let you run your own life. Think about that. Even if it means choosing destruction. We know that you are really eternal beings. We know that you will never really be destroyed. But if you feel the only way to learn your lessons is to physiologically wipe yourselves out, we have to love you enough to let you learn that lesson. We're doing all we can to let you know in no uncertain terms that you do not have to do it that way. You do not have to do it that way. You can experience absolute ecstasy and joy. We are spreading whatever information is in our domain to spread. But we cannot take the responsibility from your hands. It can't be done. Because if it was, then we would be absolutely devaluing your self-empowerment, your own godhood, your own ability to create your reality. And that we will never do to you. Do you understand?
So as an individual, I am supposed to go with the tide?
You are supposed to take responsibility to create those changes and feel those changes and experience those changes in the way that you prefer to. And to help assist all other beings on the planet to know that they can also experience the changes in a positive way if they choose to. But you can't force anyone to choose that path. You just can't. In a sense, it would be paradoxical if you tried to. Because if you begin to force anyone to see a particular point of view, then you are negating them as a being, and that's only reinforcing the negativity that they're already in the habit of perpetuating. So you see, that's why we don't do that, because we do not want to reinforce the negativity that already exists on your planet. The only way to do it is to allow you to hear that it is possible to do it in a loving way. It doesn't mean that you have to go with the tide and accept the idea of the negativity on your planet. It means you can look at the negativity that is there, and you can reflect to those people that there is another way. But you can't force them to take it. Otherwise, you're countermanding your own desire. Because anytime you use force, even for what you might think is a good cause, you have negated the whole effect. Because you see, there is no separation between the end and the means. The end is the means is the end. The way you go about it is the reality. People will choose what they feel they can choose. But you can be of assistance. You can show people there are other ways. By being a shining example of creating your life to be a life of joy by doing what gives you passion and joy, you then show them, look at that man, look at that person. If he can do it, I can do it. That's how you teach. Be the example. All it takes is one person to change the whole world. But you change the world by being the world. you would like them to know they can be, not by showing them that they must choose it. By being that world, they will see in no uncertain terms that that can exist for them too. That's how they change. That's how they will choose to want to change. Does that help clarify the issue?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Is there anything else?
No.
Thank you. Our unconditional love to you.
Sure, at this time we think we'd like a break.
All right. You may all enjoy a short break. We will resume contact in approximately 15 of your minutes of counting. Are you having a good time?
Yes. Yeah.
Thanks. Me
It's
too.
getting better all the time.
Fabulous.
We'll have some more. A little say continue with sharing.
Yes, hello, Bashar.
And good day to you.
It's so wonderful to be here again in your presence. And again, Darryl, I want to mostly express my heartfelt love and thanks to Darryl and to you for bringing all of our wonderful information.
Our love to you as well.
And it seems like I don't really have a question because it seems
Congratulations.
every time that I get a question, I wait for a few minutes and the answer comes.
Congratulations again.
And
Within every question, the answer is contained, of course. If you did not have the information to begin with, you would not have been able to conceive of asking the question.
that is true. The other thing I want to say is that I have given some fantastic help from a lot of people. You helped us so much back in California about fears and everything.
Guys,
And one of the things I got just the other day was to always be in the now, and whatever I fear will appear. So that means that I should look forward with excitement to
Yes.
to confronting it.
yes,
And
to dive into it, to explore it in that sense more than confront, but I understand what you mean.
yes, right. And yes, that's right. To take it as my own and to
Yes.
I take advantage of whatever it has. So,
Yes, the fact that your fears come up shows you that the mechanism of your creativity is working fine. For it shows you the things that you need to look at in order to fulfill the wish that you have of being the true self that you wish to be. So those things that crop up in your life that seem to be at first obstacles, or that you have been taught to define as obstacles, they are there not to show you that you're stuck. They're there not to show you that you're a bad person. They're there not to show you that you don't know what you're doing. They're there to show you what you believe, so that if you don't prefer it, you can change it. That's why they're there.
and so that's why I wanted to come tonight to just express my love and to tell you that I feel so close to you at all times.
We are no distance apart at all.
I know.
Thank you.
And thank you.
Our love to you as well. Next, sharing.
Hi, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
On this planet, in our old Sumerian tablets, there's
Yes.
a story told about a planet in our solar system which is destroyed. and
Maldek.
Maldek,
Yes.
part of it becomes the asteroid belt.
Yes.
According to the tablets, part of that planet is what is now Earth.
No.
No.
No. The
And-
idea is that part of that planet's inhabitants is now the inhabitants of Earth, reincarnationally speaking, energetically speaking. The mantle has been handed down because the planet destroyed itself. Then the inhabitants reincarnated both to Earth and Mars. Mars also then, in that sense, became in a condition where it could not support itself. The inhabitants continue to reincarnate on Earth, and you have inherited the mantle of the energy to finish the cycle of negativity and play it out in a positive way. Physiologically speaking, no. You are not a part of the planet that was Maldek.
Okay.
That is meant allegorically, you understand?
Yeah, energetically.
Yes,
part of it.
yes.
Okay. Some of the ET groups that are interacting here also interacted there. I mean, there's sort of a continuity of
Yes.
the players in all of this.
Yes.
And that's why they're here, is because it started there and it was sort of a...
It started before that, but they were involved then, and they might as well see it through to the finish. Yes.
Okay. That pertains to the Pleiadians.
Yes,
Also
for they are most directly, in a sense, your cousins, from even farther back than Maldek. This goes all the way back to the Lyran systems, Orion systems, Pleiadian systems, all the way through a long lineage, wherein there were split-offs. In that sense, therefore, you could say you are the lost cousins.
Okay. Were the Zetas involved there at Maldek?
No.
No. Okay.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. Next, Sharon.
Greetings and salutations.
And to you, good day as well.
Well, I want to thank you for being here, because you're kind of like a hope, knowing that if Earth and the reticuli begot you, then there's definitely hope for Earth.
Aw, shucks.
Tell me how all that came about.
You mean how it is coming about?
Yes, thank you.
We cannot fill in all the details for you for various reasons. However, understand this. The reticulum experience, what you call the zeta experience, requires certain balances within its society. Your society requires certain balances as well. You have attracted yourselves to each other to fulfill these balances within each other over time. As soon as suppression of information and secrecy is no longer the case, you can begin to consciously understand what it is they are giving you and you are giving to them. Thus, then, the blending can begin to take place consciously, and this blending, energetically and physiologically, in the creation of hybrids between your species and their species, has resulted not only in our civilization, but a few other civilizations that interact with you in various ways from various points in time and space. This is now ongoing, has been ongoing in your society for a while, and has accelerated within the last 4 decades of time as you count time, and will accelerate even further there. Again, maybe more information that will come out over the next decade of time. Most of this will be understood again by your year 2011, 2013. And the secrecy will have been obliterated long before that, before 1998. But this is an ongoing process now in what we would consider to be our past. For understand, we are in a different dimensional plane, a more highly accelerated dimensional plane, and even though we have, in our understanding, thousands of years of history in our society, interdimensionally speaking, we can interact with you in simultaneous time. If you wish to look at this in a linear fashion, you could say we are speaking to you from your future time, but this does not really correlate directly because we are in a different dimension on a different wavelength, a different frequency. So for us, what is going on your planet now is history, even though we can be contemporary with you if we wish to. But in a sense, therefore, you can understand that you are our ancestors in part, and that we are in a very real way, energetically, reincarnationally, physiologically, not across the board in every case, but in a large percentage of cases, we are, in many ways, your future selves and your children. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Dad. Does that clarify the point you wish to clarify?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Okay, the next 3 names are Missy, Joyce Bittinger or Bettinger, and Laura Center. So Missy, you're first, Joyce second, and Laura third.
Good evening.
And good day to you.
Since we are still working in this physical form,
Yes.
trying to reach,
Reaching, not trying, reaching.
reaching to connect with our higher selves.
Yes, to be your higher selves, yes.
Okay.
Do not mean to slap your hand.
That's all right. That's how we learn, I suppose. Well, that actually relates to my question.
Thank you.
In this learning process in our physical states,
Yes.
we're learning from everything we go through. What is the learning, or what should we be looking into for learning through, we manifest so many illnesses and diseases.
Yes, yes.
What?
Dis-ease, resistance to the natural self. And therefore, it is not that you have to create disease, but if you do, it is a golden opportunity to find that you are forced to face issues within yourself that need processing. It doesn't mean you have to face them that way, but very often when you have cut off a portion of yourself from yourself, when you have segregated yourself into different portions, and there's no communication between the different portions, sometimes it takes something like that to turn your attention in the proper direction so that you will learn what you need to learn. Once you understand what it is you need to learn, you can then be willing to move ahead and learn those things in other ways other than the creation of dis-ease.
Is there a methodology for looking into?
There are many methodologies, as there are people. Each of you has your own way that works best for you. However, fundamentally speaking, the idea is to remain focused within the energy of unconditional love by actions that are reflective of doing the things that are most representative of your truest self, doing the things that excite you the most, living your passion. Staying in that energy will be the best opportunity to bring you focused, face to face with the issues that you need to face, giving you the opportunity to deal with those issues in the best possible way, most positive possible way, least resistive possible way, and thus giving yourself an opportunity to experience your transformation in joy rather than in pain. You understand?
Yes.
There is a very strong principle in this idea of doing what excites you. That vibration of excitement is the vibration of your highest self. At any given moment, if you act on the thing that excites you the most to the best of your ability, staying within the idea of your integrity, knowing that you are as powerful as you need to be to create whatever reality you want without having to hurt yourself or anyone else in order to create it, you will always face the things you need to face. And if you assign to those things that crop up only a positive meaning and dive into it wholeheartedly, you will only get a positive effect from it. And you will move on and accelerate and expand in joy rather than pain. You understand?
Yes.
Pain is separation. Pain is separation.
That makes sense. A further question along
Yes.
these lines. There are certain illnesses that almost seem to be collective, such as AIDS.
Of course. You have many kinds of archetypal manifestation. Many things that represent symbolically collective movements in society. Without going into vast amounts of detail, the one that you have specified that you call AIDS is many things, but more directly a result of the general lack of willingness in your society over time to realize the integration of masculine and feminine energy within each and every individual. It has started from there and mutated into many different variations of the theme of facing your own physical sexuality and your own energy and the blending of these ideas on many different levels. This is, of course, a very generalized way to look at this, but for right now we will not go into greater detail. Suffice it to say that when you come to terms with the idea of the blending of these energies within yourself and begin to see yourselves as whole beings, you will no longer need the manifestation in any way, shape, or form called dis-ease.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's your planet.
Hello, Bashar.
And who you? Good day.
It's great to actually be here with you. I have listened to tapes a long time ago on the East Coast, so it's wonderful to be with you.
We are overjoyed to experience your energy.
And what I want to share is the last few days have been so energetic for me.
Yes.
Despite what's happening, it's like stuff's happening.
Stuff. Define stuff.
Well, it's like on pay 2 days ago, instead of getting my pay, I got it like $1.81. And that's what's going to be my pay for 2 weeks, and normally that would be very distressing.
How creative of you to live for 2 weeks on $1.81. How creative of you to begin to recognize that abundance doesn't always mean money.
Yeah, it's very wonderful that, okay, this happened, and at first, like, my stomach got really nauseous just at the thought that I would have to be doing this.
Yes.
And actually, it brought incredible joy to me.
Thank you.
And I have no idea why, but it did.
I'll also wager, as you say, that it brought an incredible amount of creativity to you as well.
Yeah, and since that, and the day it happened was this incredible day, and all these wonderful people were coming into my life.
Oh my.
And it's having this great day, and then this like, bombshell thing, like the check happened, and it was kind of like, oh, okay, there's this like check thing going on, and it's like since then, like.
Yes.
Like I'm meeting all these people that I know. It's like I know so many of you from
Yes.
somewhere.
Yes.
And it's very clear to me. And actually, if I'm going to have a question to you, maybe
Yes.
it's like, who are we? Like in energy.
You are a family, in a sense, a psychic family, so to speak, an energy family, a group of assistive friends, as you have pointed out. Many of you form these relationships, dance in and out of them, twirl in and out of them, help each other in various lives, recognize each other in various lives, reflect things to each other that you need to learn about yourselves in various lives. You revolve and orbit around each other like a family from lifetime to lifetime, playing different roles, being different things to each other, different times, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Remember also that was a golden opportunity. A golden opportunity to redefine the concept of what it is that you really need and what it is that you really want.
That's very true. I feel much more prosperous.
Yes.
Having not received my paycheck.
The idea is to recognize that when you operate on a certain level, moving in the direction of the things that really excite you, then your abundance in all forms will only be representative of exactly the level you are expressing yourself upon. This is an opportunity for you to recognize that perhaps it is time to switch gears.
That's very clear.
What would you like to be doing in life that you're not doing?
That's
a good question.
A good question. I have a lot of good answers, and that is what I tend to identify as a problem.
Yes.
It's like I'm drawn in so many directions.
All right, then take all of those directions and see if you can lump them into one category that represents the most exciting idea. For example, someone might say, I'm torn between painting and writing and singing and talking and so on and so on. I don't know what to do. But all of them are forms of communicating.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's what excites you, just as an example. The idea can be that if you find yourself pulled in different directions that seem equal, first of all, recognize they will usually not come with an equal amount of ability to sit upon. Act on the most exciting thing you can do at any given moment that you have the greatest ability to do something about. Did you like that?
I like that.
The idea, therefore, again, is to really recognize what all of these different variations and methodologies might be representative of as an overall category.
Mm-hmm. I've looked at that.
Yes, and what have you come up with?
It's all energetic. It's all with people.
Yes, in what way? How do you see yourself? How do you visualize? How do we imagine yourself dealing with people? What is the best, the most exciting way you can imagine doing it? Tell me. Tell me. Very well. How do you see yourself interacting with people?
I see a lot of different ways.
Yes, name one.
Name one.
Just one.
Just one?
Just one. That's all you get. Just one.
It's not that
Name one.
high. Name one.
How about stand-up comic?
I've always loved
Yes.
performing. It
Ah.
makes me very happy.
Really?
Yes.
No kidding. What a surprise.
You won't tell anybody.
I won't tell a soul. It'll be our little secret. We will now swear everyone to secrecy. When will you begin to perform?
I perform all the time.
Professionally.
Okay. Can I say something else instead of answering your question?
I don't know, can you?
Yes.
All right, then go ahead if
What
you can.
stops me from performing professionally
Yes.
is my interpretation that it doesn't make a difference on the planet and it's not worthwhile.
Oh, yes. May I ask you a question now?
Yes.
Thank you. Do you believe that creation makes pointless creations?
Do I believe that?
Yes. Do you believe that all that is would ever create something that has no purpose in being? That is pointless, that has no use,
No.
that exists for no reason?
I don't believe that.
Thank you. Then obviously, if you exist, and what gives you joy is to perform, then obviously it must, by definition, make a difference, or you wouldn't exist. So why not give yourself the same break, the same benefit of the doubt, the same consideration, and the same respect that all that is gives you by having created you? Why deny your self-respect when it is your inherent right? Since you do exist. If you exist, you make a difference. If you weren't going to make a difference, you wouldn't exist. There is no such thing as a one-sided coin. If you have something to give, there is someone who wants to receive it. The longer you hold it back, the longer you make them wait. You understand?
Yeah.
Together, the giver and the receiver are both sides of the coin, which then can be spent abundantly. And then it will flow to you.
I don't know how to start.
Oh, yes, you have already started.
Well,
Let's go this
everybody
way.
give me $1.
You could do that, and that is just as creative as anything. In fact, we did that once. And people can do that if they wish. At the same time, while they are doing that, let us talk about the idea of performance itself, since that seems to be what gives you joy. Yes? What an actress! Your entire world. Your entire world.
Come up there.
Your entire
Ask for a tenner.
Your entire world. Your entire world is one thing. One thing. Now, all right. God brought down the house. You have a successful play. Where will your next performance be? going to go on tour and do this in all the cities, on all the continents.
Where are you playing next?
I will tell you. In your terms of linear time, I will next communicate to a civilization 257 light years from you.
Can I come?
Yes, you may attend,
Thank you.
but only in your dream state.
Okay, that's good. I'll do that.
Now, just for a moment, let us use what you have created to springboard you to the next level. For what you have experienced now is but one infinitesimal atom of the ecstasy and the abundance and the flow and the synchronicity that you could experience in your life. Do you think you can stand that much ecstasy? Or will you just explode?
I can stand that.
All right then. Do not say you do not know how to proceed. You do. All you have to do is use your imagination in the very same way you used it this day of your time, in whatever direction you so desire. There are no limitations. There are no limitations. Create the reality you prefer. Create what your imagination is most strongly and magnetically attracted to. Go and be with the people that you feel are representative of the vibration you want in your life. Let them rub off on you. Be that person now. Act like the person you want to be now. Do the things that person would do now. Be as bold in every endeavor that excites you as you have been this day of your time. You have given yourself the perfect example. You have created it yourself. You are in no way, shape, or form lacking in creativity and generation of flow, as you have very, very, very strongly illustrated. So, from this point forward, when you, in any way, shape, or form, express that you don't know how to proceed, I will not believe you.
Thank you.
Thank you for a most pleasant and enjoyable and ecstatic and synchronistic and abundant exchange.
Thank you. Thank you.
Your applause is for yourselves completely. Thank you for appreciating who you really are, what you really can do when you finally decide to align. These are the things at which I have fun.
Is our accelerated time paralleling to your own?
Yes, in a sense. We are moving from fourth to fifth density, becoming non-physical beings as a society, even as you move into a higher sense of physicality, the one that we occupy now, in a sense. We are paralleling, yes.
Will you remain with us, or is it, are you just going to go on to other...
We will go on and remain with you, because the higher we go, the more expanded we become, and the more we already contain you and you contain us. The more we become one. You understand?
Yes, I do.
This is the paradox, you see, of all creation. For in a sense, the more we express the full uniqueness and differences between us, the more we grow together as one total, infinite creation.
I see.
Yes. Is there anything else you wish to know about my civilization?
Do you, well, I'd like to know a lot of things.
Ask your questions.
Do you, let's see. I've forgotten what I was going to ask now. Do you, well, I don't know what I was going to ask.
Then ask something else.
I would like to ask something else, but it's not related to your time unless it's related in a way that's accelerated. There's been thought, or there's been
some understanding that this accelerated time that we're in was related to the time of Christ, when Christ was here on earth.
Yes, in a sense, most directly and most specifically in the sense that what you call the Christ consciousness is the collective world spirit, the collective consciousness of your entire civilization. And the parallel is that what is going on now in terms of a so-called second coming is simply the awakening of what you call the Christ consciousness within each and every one of you.
I see. It's just within ourselves, or no?
Just within yourselves. Do you not understand that this was the message of the Christ consciousness?
Yes.
The idea of, quote unquote, I am the way, means do like I do. Not follow me, not worship me. I am the way. Be this way, and you will be all that is. That's what you're now awakening into. That's why there is a strong parallel. Because you're finally catching on to what was actually said.
Yes.
Does this help you?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
I will give you one parallel from that to our society that we have spoken of before very briefly. We also, of course, as every world does, have a world spirit in that sense, a world collective consciousness. Ours also manifested physiologically once. Yours is actually manifested many times, though you do not necessarily historically recognize this fact. But the idea of our world spirit manifested in what we call in our ancient language Shakana. Shakana, in this sense, manifested for 3 days and no longer. And during that 3 days, because we were not as steeped in limitation and segregation as your society, those 3 days was sufficient for us to connect telepathically with our entire race. And from that point forward, Shakana, in that sense, became non-physical and imbued and infused each and every one of us. Our Shakana, your Christ consciousness, your Buddha nature, your Wavoka, all of these are the same idea, the world spirit, and your world spirit with our world spirit and the world spirit of all worlds together form all that is. End of story.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
The next three names are Carol Simon, or Simone, Anne Rommel, and Jesse Grader, or Grader.
And Sherry.
Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
It's very exciting being here with you.
Very exciting for us to communicate with you as well. Remember that there is more than just myself listening in.
Uh-oh. I'd like to know about Aldebaran.
Yes.
I was told that that's where I'm from, and I can't find any information about it.
All right. Aldebaran, the star, in this sense, sports the concept of a refocusing station, a refocusing energy, a non-physical attachment of consciousness to that stellar system. Nothing really exists in a natural state physiologically as an inhabitation of the Aldebaran system. But it is connected to a non-physical consciousness, which is a gateway to a specific dimension of energy. You have connections to that dimension of energy, but Aldebaran also acts as a deflector. You come from other connections as well, as all of you do. But in this sense, Aldebaran is acting to deflect the energy, to give you, shall we say, a corner to turn, a twist to follow, so that you do not have a direct lineage to your connections. The energy has come to Earth around the corner, so to speak, not in a straight line. This may not seem to make sense at first, but understand it energetically. It is, in that sense, a reflective station. In that you, if you were to look at this linearly in your space-time continuum, issued your consciousness from another place, deflected off of the gate that is Aldebaran, and then decided to manifest in many other locales, including Earth. So Aldebaran acts as a coordinative mirror, allowing you to focus where you will. Many of your manifestations in different realities will all reconglomerate back in Aldebaran, but then it will be seen that Aldebaran will take you through another gate in another direction altogether. It is not that you come from there, but that you come through there as a modulating system. Do you understand?
Yes.
You come and have chosen through that system because of the type of energy that it permeates being very similar to your dimensional frequency. Does this help you?
Yes.
One moment. There is also a modulator being, a friend, a guide in a sense, connected to Aldebaran that helps you keep your focus clear. Helps keep all the different channels that you have become in many different lifetimes, in many different civilizations, in many different worlds, helps keep them all separate and clean and clear. You have, in a sense, then, a friend, a modulating, non-physical guidance energy in the Aldebaran consciousness, helping you to keep yourself straight in each of the experiences that you have chosen. This is the trademark of a particular non-dimensional type of civilization of which you are connected. It is your simple style of methodology of infusing and exploring yourself into different dimensionalities. How do you wish to apply this information, or how does this information assist you in this particular physical incarnation or manifestation?
I don't know.
What do you do in your life here, now, on Earth?
I'm a speech therapist.
Speech
Working
therapist.
with children.
Children. All right. Why children?
I love children.
Why?
Because I'm a child.
Yes, but you're also something else. You're also, in a sense, do not necessarily take me in the way you understand this terminology, but in a sense, you're also an angel. A guiding guardian angel. Aldebaran also has direct connections in many ways to the Arcturus gate, through which all the children now incarnating on your planet are, in a sense, guided and processed so they will not forget as much of who they are as in the past they would have. You have formed a pulsing agreement, a synchronized agreement from Aldebaran to Arcturus in this sense, in dealing with children. You are an energy worker in that sense, an energy worker on a very profound level. Speech therapy is simply the idea of the modulation of vibration so that communication can be clear. Look to the idea of the vibrations more than the words, and communication will be clearer than you can possibly imagine. All right?
Thank you.
Does this help you?
Very much.
Thank you very much. Color. Use a lot of color, do you?
Do I?
Yes, do you?
In what way? Use a lot.
In working with the children, color and sound, in working with the children, use it. It will help them make the associations to the vibrations that they need to make. They are having difficulty, if with anything, with association of context. The color, the sounds will help them form associations that are more natural for them because they speak in other ways. You understand?
Yes.
And what you are basically doing is helping a group of beings who have difficulty communicating in your third density state because they are not used to communicating that way. So in many ways you have chosen them because they are very much like you, being more familiar with non-dimensional modes of communication. Therefore the color and the sound will help them make an association. Use your imagination and creativity to make the connections. They will get the picture. All right?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much, teacher. Good day to you, this day of your time as you create time to exist. How are you?
Perfect.
Thank you for the creation of this interaction, this day of your time. Allow us to begin with the following understanding so that we may lay down a foundation of commonality between us. Before we proceed with sharing, allow us to discuss the notion of your transition time, your New Year time, and the accelerations that are taking place upon your planet now. First of all, we would like to congratulate each and every one of you for making it as far as 1992. We understand that many beings upon your planet now are beginning to find their reality quite accelerated and are beginning to wonder whether they can handle the acceleration they have been asking for quite some time. Now you are getting your opportunity to discover what acceleration really means, what transformation really means, what change really means, and what integrity really means. Because the idea of this transformation, first and foremost, on its most fundamental level, is to weed out, as you say, from your system all the things that really have nothing to do with the being you prefer to be, with the lifestyle you prefer to have, with the reality that you prefer to create. Now you can begin to recognize that as you begin to choose more and more often the concept of doing the things that really give you joy, doing the things that really describe and define your passion, you find that the universe will also do something in turn. Not only will it give you more and more of that reality if you choose that more and more often, but it will make it more and more difficult for you to choose any other reality. It will make it more and more difficult for any other reality to work for you. You have begun to recognize, those that have moved ahead on this path of choosing what excites you in life, that the things that no longer excite you, the things that you used to do in life, the things that you used to hold on to by playing it safe, just in case the thing that you really want to do doesn't work out, no longer work for you anymore, and start to fall apart, start to crumble at your feet. Because now, more and more in this accelerated age of transformation upon your planet, the more you choose the things that only are representative of who you really are, the more incapable you become of sustaining the things that have nothing to do with you, and therefore they will no longer work for you. And this is the universe's way of helping you decide which directions are really most representative of your real joy, your real passion, your true highest self. So you see, in that way, the universe is your friend. And it may not seem like it at times, because it may not seem that it is allowing you any degree of comfort, any degree of security or stability, as you have understood those terminologies in the past. But believe me, being directed only along the path of choosing the things that are really representative of who you really are is the most stable and secure thing you could possibly really do. It may not feel like it right now in this time of turbulent transformation, but believe me, you will understand in time, if you do not understand it now, that this is really for your benefit. This is the way things work. Let us talk about the idea now of the structure called the three absolutes, because it is really these three absolutes that everything in creation is based upon, and this is really all that you have to think about. Many of you in your society, in being brought up in different modes of religious belief, in different modes of societal belief, have been taught to believe that there are many rules and regulations that you ought to follow, that there are 10 commandments of this and 10 rules of this and 100 laws of this and so on and so forth. And you are set to the task of memorizing all of these morality issues and ethical issues and religious issues and so forth. And this is all well and good as a style of being. But in all reality, there really are only three absolute laws in creation. Just three. That's all you have to remember. Just three. Easy. Very simple. The idea is to recognize that these three absolutes, or what we are referring to as the three absolutes, is the original basis for what some of your religions recognize as the Trinity of existence. These three absolutes are the only three principles that are the same for every being, everywhere, in every dimension, on every planet, in every existence, no matter where that may be, physical, non-physical, and what have you. It is the only three things that is common to everyone, everywhere. You, us, every society you could imagine. Number one, you exist. Simple enough. But this also carries profound implications for your society. For understand something about existence. Existence has only one quality, only one nature. It exists. It does not know how to do anything else. It cannot become anything else. It has never been anything else. Existence has one quality, existence. It has always existed, it exists now, it always will exist. Because time is subservient to existence. Existence is not subservient to time. Time is a creation of the infinite. The infinite is not subject to time. Existence always exists. Therefore, understand the profound implication of this idea. If you exist now, it means you always have and you always will. You are eternal. You are, in that sense, infinite beings, aspects and reflections of all that is, of creation, of the infinite. That which exists cannot become non-existent. Oh yes, it can change. It can transform and become existent in many different ways, all the ways that existence can exist. Yes, you will always change, for change is the only constant. But the idea is that you will never cease to be. You will always understand yourself as a consciousness. You will always know yourself. You will always be self-aware. For you exist, and therefore that is your state of being. That is your most fundamental quality, your fundamental nature. As we have said many times, there is no need to worry about the idea of that which exists becoming non-existent. Non-existence is its own quality, is its own space, as it were. And there is no room in non-existence for anything new. Non-existence is already full of all the things that will never exist. There is no room for that which exists. One does not become the other. These are completely different ideas. So, the first absolute is that you exist. It is your very most fundamental, foundational nature, and it is an eternal one. Absolute number 2. The one is all, the all is one. The implications of this are also profound, for if you understand the true meaning of this, you will understand the holographic, as we say, structure of existence itself. That in every single individual component of the whole is contained all the information, all the knowledge, all the existence of the whole, accessible by every single component. And as a whole idea, all that is, all of creation, knows of itself, is self-aware of itself as a single identity, a single entity, and yet at the same time is aware of itself as the combination of all the components it has created itself to be, which are all of you, all of us, all beings, all realities, all situations, all conditions, all states, all dimensions. The all is one, the one is all. In ancient times on your planet, you had an analogy for this concept. Now you call it a holographic structure. In ancient time, it was referred to as Indra's net. Indra's net was a net made out of many perfect round pearls. And it was understood that each perfect round pearl, therefore, being perfect and round and highly reflective, reflected the image of every other pearl in the net, in its surface, which means you only had to go to one pearl to be able to access the knowledge of the total net. This is the holographic structure as you're now understanding it, as your physicists are now beginning to understand the structure of the universe. It functions this way. Each of you, each of us, is a perfect pearl, containing the totality, the knowledge of the whole. And it is simply a matter of how you adjust your frequency, how you adjust your vibration, as to what information you happen to access or pour through yourself at any given moment. In other words, what reality you create at that moment is dependent on your frequency. And this brings us to the third absolute. What you put out is what you get back. That's it. You exist, the one is all, the all is one. What you put out is what you get back. That's it. Every situation that has ever existed, every reality that exists now, every condition and circumstance that will ever exist will always be based on these principles, and that's it. Everything else, as you say in your language, is your ball game. Every other variation, every other subtlety, every manifestation, every methodology, every style of reality, all takes its cue from these three absolutes, and that's all you have to know. And if you remember that and act on these ideas in the ways that we may discuss this evening of your time, then you will understand that your life can be straightforward, very clear, and can be full of joy and full of the realities and the manifestations and the effects and the conditions and the situations and the people that you prefer it to be full of, rather than situations that you do not prefer. We are here in many ways discussing these things with your civilization at this time because you have asked us to. Our civilization and many other civilizations that make up what we call the Association of Worlds scan, in a sense telepathically, for invitations from societies who are going through certain transformations. The invitation came from you. several decades ago, when you began to explore the concept that your consciousness is more than just physical reality. You began to realize that you may not be the only beings in creation. When you began to stretch outward with your minds and seek to know how your world fits into the totality of all that is, and how the totality of all that is can manifest itself on your world, so that all will experience that connection to the infinite, so that all may benefit and all live lives of joy, peace, harmony, and constructive creativity. As soon as you began to think of these things, you sent out the invitation to us to communicate with you. But you see, the idea also is that we cannot interfere with you. There are, in a sense, a few societies that have direct interaction with your society. And we may get into understanding why these interactions happen later on this evening of your time, depending upon how the flow of the information goes between us. But all we will say for now, in representing our societies, those that are in communication with you now through me as an ambassador, in a sense, we will simply say that we prefer this mode of communication at this time because it allows you to focus on what we have to say and not who is saying it. You have had, in your past, a history of hanging on to the messenger and throwing the message in the garbage can. We do not wish this to happen. We wish you to understand that we are here to help you, to assist you, but only in ways that allow you to understand you must help yourselves. We do not wish you to come running to us. We do not want to run your lives for you. We have our own lives. Thank you very much. We are very busy. But the idea is that we do wish to play with you as equals. We do wish to expand our notion of our relationship to all that is. And in interacting with you, you give us the opportunity to experience the gift of your perspective, the gift of seeing through you that many more ways that all that is has of expressing itself within the creation that it is, and this expands our understanding of the ways that all that is can manifest itself. And therefore we thank you for being willing to create this interaction in this way at this time.
So be it.
Yes, amen. In return for the gift that you have given us in allowing us to communicate with you in this way, I ask you now, in what way may I be of service to you? Sharing.
Okay, you mentioned earlier about that we made it to 1992.
Yes.
And many people here go through this transition process, at times feeling uncomfortable.
Yes.
Now, the question is, does this transition process always entertain the idea of a balance between love and fear? Is there, in other words, a transition level where it's more ecstasy and less of the uncomfortable transition?
Yes, because you see what you're going through right now is a transition that involves the idea of ceasing to resist your natural selves. For thousands upon thousands of years, you have, as a society collectively, been taught to believe in limitation, segregation, separation, and so forth. All of these things have set up patterns of fear, patterns of resistance within you. This now being the collective transformational age upon your planet, the first step in this transformation is to allow yourselves to reintegrate all of the pieces that you have fragmented yourselves into. And in doing this, you must overcome the resistance that is set up in your minds, in your consciousnesses, through the belief systems that you have been brought up to believe in. And this resistance to your natural selves, to your integrated selves, is what is causing the discomfort at this time. Because it is a type of friction, in a sense. When you have a notion of yourself as operating on a low frequency, and you think what you are attempting to do is elevate your frequency to a higher frequency, you are in that notion, from that point of view, creating a dichotomy, a difference in value between the frequency you think you are and the frequency you think you want to be. By creating a difference in value between those two frequencies with your belief system, then you create friction, because where you have one frequency and a different frequency, there is, in a sense, friction between the two. When you finally do synchronize the idea of who you really are and live as a more integrated being, then you will cease to feel the friction, because there will not be so much difference between the idea of your present and who you wish to be in your so-called future. You will become the future you now. And in so doing, you will find, therefore, that any transformation from that point forward will be one that can be experienced in ecstasy, rather than the discomfort that comes from the friction that now exists, from the resistance to the natural self because of fear of facing those elements of yourself that you have separated from yourself. You understand? Yes. Does that answer the question specifically enough? Is there some other direction you wish to take this, or is that satisfactory?
Are we talking about lifetimes?
This is the transformational life upon your planet now. It can be done in this lifetime. That's why you're all examining these kinds of concepts now. You have played out the idea of limitation and forgetfulness for many thousands of years, many hundreds of lifetimes. Now you have played out just about every negative scenario you can possibly think of. And therefore, that's why you're beginning to say, maybe there's another way. Now you're beginning to really consider en masse that there might be a more positive way to do things, and that's why this is the transformational lifetime. In so being the transformational lifetime, you can, by definition, therefore, do it in one lifetime. It has taken many hundreds of lifetimes up to this point, but we have an analogy that may paint a better picture of this idea. We call it the rubber band analogy. If you have had a rubber band and you have pulled that rubber band very, very far back into negative reality, well, do understand something. The farther back you pull that rubber band, when you finally decide to let it go, it will snap that much faster onto the positive side. So when you finally make the decision to move in a positive direction and put your energy in that direction, then you can do it relatively rapidly, because you see, it is representative of limitation and segregation and separation that things take a lot of time. But when you start to integrate, you bring yourself holistically in connection with all that is, and therefore you eliminate time altogether. You live in the now. And therefore things can happen in the twinkling of an eye, as you say, and therefore it can happen in a lifetime. You understand? Does that answer your question?
Yes. Now you say you come from a physical extraterrestrial reality.
Yes.
Okay.
As you would understand physicality, you would experience us as a little bit more ethereal than you, but to us it is a solid physical reality. We would consider, just to give a label to these things, that your reality is in third density dimensionality, ours is in fourth density dimensionality, so we are a little bit more etherealized than your physical reality. But if you made the switch to our dimension, you would perceive us as physical beings with bodies and such, yes.
What are the similarities physically? I mean, do you guys make movies?
No. You make movies about us, but we do not make movies about you. However, we do tell stories about you. The idea, however, is that we are, in your terminology, not too dissimilar. You would call us humanoid. I might call you Essasanioid. Essasani being the ancient name for my civilization. But the idea is that we are bipedal. We are approximately 5 feet of your height and counting, whitish face, skin coloration, very wide upturned eyes. You would recognize us as similar to your species, but in many ways. We live now in a synchronistic manner that allows us to experience constant positivity. We have many art forms. Films just don't happen to be one of them. Does that answer your question? Thank you very much.
Bashar,
Good day to you.
Thank you. I'm currently building musical instruments that translate the energy of the wind on the earth into harmonic sound.
How exciting!
Could you comment on the use of this type of harmonic sound in the process of reawakening and integrating these energies that are being that we're exposed to on the planet at this time?
Yes.
And what frequencies that you would see are more help us to realign to this momentum?
All right. First of all, obviously, intuitively, you understand that there are harmonics that allow individuals, when exposed to those fields of energy, to feel more aligned with all that is. You must understand something about the nature of the electromagnetic energy that permeates your physical reality. There are different pulsations that take place within this electromagnetic field that, if you research them, you can find will allow you to create harmonics and frequencies within your music that will allow people to feel very much more aligned with their natural selves. Your classical composers understood this intuitively. Your mathematicians understand some of this idea, and architects express this in the term called the golden proportions. Music analogies to this have occurred many, many times, and when you know that you hear a piece of music and feel especially moved, that you are standing, in a sense, immersed and in the presence of such a type of harmonic field. Your earth vibration is approximately 7 1/2 cycles per second, and you can find the frequency of any planet by taking the measurement of its circumference in whatever measurement you choose to use, in this case perhaps miles in your case, and you can divide that circumference into the speed of light, and that will give you the frequency of any particular body in space. You understand?
Yes.
Then, if you will avail yourself of understanding also the following frequencies, you can create certain patterns of harmonics that will have very profound effects upon physical beings in your particular dimension of experience. As we have already mentioned, 7 1/2 cycles per second. This is an approximation. If you will divide the circumference of your planet into the speed of light, you will get the absolute value of this particular measurement. Beyond this, you will also want to understand that 23 cycles per second is also a fundamental frequency that will give you certain kinds of overlapping harmonics that have to do with the number 5, which is the number of humanity. This also will create star-like patterns. Experiment with the whole concept of standing wave phenomena and realize how certain geometric forms are created by certain harmonic frequencies, especially if you can create harmonic frequencies that exemplify the tetrahedral structure. Tetrahedrons and spiral structures are the two most powerful structures that could be represented in any harmonic that you could create that will have the most profound impact upon the human psyche. Do you understand? Does this help answer your question so far?
Yes.
Now you can also understand something else if you wish to go up into the electronic scales. 333,000 cycles per second is the threshold frequency between your physical reality and non-physical reality. If you begin experimenting with that frequency and how that frequency can interact with itself in various ways, you will also create actual dimensional windows or gateways or doorways between physical and non-physical reality that will actually allow people to unlock their mentality and have, shall we say, visions. You understand? Does this help you?
Yes, it does.
Is there anything else you wish to discuss about this?
Not at this time.
Thank you very much for your interaction. Next, sharing.
Hi, Bashar.
And good day to you.
I want to thank you for the
Remind you of how malleable your space-time is, how flexible your reality creation is. And we thank you, Kenneth, for your participation in this download. Kenneth. The poem is as follows. And some of you may have heard it, for it exists on your planet. There was a young lady named Bright who set out at the speed of light. She set out one day in a relative way and arrived the previous night. The idea is that is how flexible your reality is. And when you harmonize fully with your higher self, you will understand that the speed of light is nothing but the vibration that represents the edge of your particular reality construct. It is, in that sense, a side effect of the rate at which you are aware of creating your reality. When you allow yourself the opportunity to recognize that every single creative moment is instantaneously created, when you create greater degrees of difference between one created reality moment and the next, when you recognize a greater difference between one parallel reality and the next, instead of shifting to ones that are so similar to your own you cannot tell that anything has changed, when you create that high degree of difference, you will climb toward, in vibration, the idea of the speed of light. And as you begin to match more closely that frequency, your physical reality will start to come unglued. It will start to dissolve. Space and time will be flexible, malleable. You will find yourself arriving places before you began. You will allow yourself to allow space and time to become slippery. You will marvel at the synchronicities that pop up simultaneously in your reality. Many of them, again, will turn your lives into what you have always dreamed of as fairy tales, but which you will discover is the way that reality actually works. Let go of your constructs through this 5-year span. Let go of the idea that things have to be done a certain way. Let go of the old idea of who you think you need to be. Let go of the old ideas of beliefs that do not work for you. Let go of the things that are not yours. You do not need to carry them around. Let go, let go, let go. When you vibrate closer to the speed of light, you will become, as you match the frequency of your reality, you will become the reality itself, or as we have said, ascension and acceleration is simply the recognition that you actually are the reality that you previously thought you existed in. That you are the dimension of reality that you previously thought you existed in. There will become less difference between you and the reality itself. You will begin to understand, clearly understand, that everything you experience in the reality is a version of you, is a symbol of you, is a reflection of you. This does not invalidate anyone else, for everyone else is having exactly the same experience of seeing everything in the reality as a reflection of them. And thus, when you match that frequency, things will move together. You can, in that sense, literally move mountains, because they will be a part of you, an extension of you. You will understand this. You will have clarity of this. You will understand you are the mountain. You are the trees. You are the birds. You are the bees. Allow yourself this recognition in this 5-year span. Do not resist. Do not resist. Do not resist. For if you do, you will find that the pain will only grow, the negativity will only expand, things will become far more difficult for you, and we do not wish this upon you. But if you choose to wish this upon yourselves, always we will honor your choice, and so will creation, because it supports everything that you choose to create, without exception, without exception, without exception. Except me? No. No exception. Please remember, in your search for humility, that thinking you are an exception to the rule of being supported by creation is actually the most arrogant attitude you can have. Because you are saying that you, out of all of creation, are singled out to be the exception where creation doesn't work for you. That is arrogance. Relax into the understanding that you are given the gift, the great gift, that life is meaningless. It has no built-in meaning. You are given the gift of determining what life means to you at every given moment. And more so in this 5-year span will this become ever more important, for you to label life in the way that you prefer, for you to label all circumstances and all situations in the way that you prefer. Even if your physical mind and ego construct cannot always intellectually understand what that positive result may be, Just remind yourself, physical mind does not know, or is not capable of knowing how it's going to serve you. All it needs to do is know that it will, and higher self will show you that it will. Guaranteed, if you work with it in that way. And I remind you, once again, through this 5-year span, to, by all means, strongly apply the overriding principle that we have discussed recently, that is the fulcrum point and the balance point of all that you experience in physical reality. Circumstances do not matter. Only state of being matters. Circumstances are the result of state of being. State of being is not the result of circumstances. You may choose to create circumstances that reinforce certain states of being, but the state of being is what caused the circumstances, and thus the circumstances are illusory, not real, a reflection, a hallucination, a projection. Thus then, when you see circumstances, neutralize them, be neutral to them, do not imbue them with meaning you do not prefer. Take that moment of pause and then infuse them with the meaning that you do prefer, so that they can then give you the effect that you would prefer. And remember, physical reality, being one of space-time, will always have echoes. Do not judge that you have changed by whether or not the outside has changed. Gauge that you have changed by how you now respond to the outside, whether it is changed or not. That's how you know you've changed. Not because of how the outside looks. It's how you respond to it that makes the difference. And then things can change, because if you respond differently to something that looks the same, that's the statement that says you've really changed, and then the outside can reflect that. But if you do it, if you say, I'm going to change within, in order to get the outside change, you are still doing it in reverse fashion. We remind you of all these principles now, because these are the principles, this is the toolkit that you need to keep handy through this 5-year span. Draw upon these tools, sharpen these tools, use these tools in this 5-year span. This is where you want to fine-tune your engine. This 5 years is specifically energetically designed to fine-tune your engine, to allow you to pass through the conduit, to allow you to tip the scale, to allow you to ride the wave of the collective positive energy that will begin to seed your world, to infuse your world after your threshold crossing in the middle of 2012. Get yourselves ready. Fine-tune yourselves. Do not leave a single nut or bolt lying on the ground. Put it all together. It will then work. It will fit. It will work flawlessly if you let it. This 5-year span, if you do that, you will afford us the opportunity, along with many others who are preparing eventually for open contact. It will allow us that much more facility also to use your collective energy, to harmonize and make agreements with your collective energy to help balance the energy of your planet, to help smooth out any shift mechanisms that might heretofore have been experienced catastrophically, and smooth them out into easy transitions, smooth transitions, little bumps instead of massive mountains. As you do this during this 5-year span, we will be working intimately with you in your dream states, on many different energy levels, in the template reality with your higher selves, to smooth and balance out the energy of your world with you. We will not do it for you. We cannot do it for you, but we can do it with you. So if you will do your part in this 5-year span, we will then be capable of doing our part more effectively, because after all we have to work with is your energy. It's your planet. It's your world. You have to make the decision of how you want that energy to go, and we will aid and assist in the balancing of it so that the transitions can be smooth, but you must also play your part, or you give us less to work with. And we can only do so much. We are, in that sense, only allowed to do so much because we cannot do it for you and remove your responsibility. Just allow yourselves to know that you will not be alone in this transition. You will not be alone in this span, that you will be working with us, and as you harmonize yourself and sensitize yourself as a greater antenna for these higher frequencies, you will become aware of the work more and more that we are doing together on higher planes all the time. Your dreams will reflect this. Your inspirations will reflect this. Your imagination will reflect this. Your synchronicity will certainly reflect this. Guaranteed. And by the time you arrive at 2015, you will, well, maybe even quite literally, some of you, be beside yourself. The idea is that this 5-year span is an extremely accelerative moment in space-time construction. We will help you ride that wave on the balance point so that it can be the most powerful redirecting of energy that it can be. Remember that in all martial arts, the true power is in matching the frequency of your attacker and arriving at the balance point where neither of you are moving relative to one another. When both are harmonized relative to one another, it takes the lightest touch to redirect the energy of a negative attack. Because there is no great momentum or inertia to overcome, because you are moving in total harmony with one another. And as we have said, and we will remind you of now, the greatest power requires the lightest touch. That is why the greatest power there is, creation, all that is, God, Goddess, whatever you wish to call it, that's why you hardly feel it at all unless you really pay attention. That's how powerful it is. It does not have to exercise will over things. It does not have to flaunt its power over things. Why? Because it is everything. Therefore, everything moves within it. Everything moves in accordance with it. And you do not feel it because its momentum and yours are perfectly matched. When you allow yourselves the true recognition of that perfectly matched momentum, you will feel the same flow, you will feel the same power, and you will marvel at the effortlessness required to allow things to start manifesting synchronicity in your life. It will become almost laughably simple, and you will laugh. So, allow yourselves the opportunity to work with us in this way, to allow the agenda to unfold that leads to the idea of open contact, and allow us to remind you that when we talk about the idea of contact, we are not just talking about the idea of contacting those that come from elsewhere, but contacting every single aspect of your own consciousness and integrating it all into a holistic being. The holistic being with whom we have made the agreement to have contact. We will all arrive together at that contact point. You are on your way. You are well on your way. Use this 5-year span wisely, joyfully, creatively, lovingly, in a relaxed, effortless manner. Do not fret. Relax. Enjoy. And share.
Wanted to ask.
All right. You want to ask it now?
Yes, I'm feeling a lot of fear.
A lot of fear. All right, go ahead. Ask your question.
All right, I'm just gonna go straight out with it.
Oh, please.
I have a lot of shame regarding sexuality.
Yes.
And
where did you learn that?
There are a lot of things that I'm afraid of in life.
Yes, where did you learn that?
This one, I don't know. It just seems so deep, like so core.
Were there any examples given to you by your parents?
That it's shameful?
Yes. You do not recall?
It doesn't seem... my parents were really great. They didn't instill any real shame, any really deep shame.
Then why do you feel the need to exhibit it? What are you ashamed about? And thank you for being so bold as to share.
Right.
What are you ashamed about?
I don't know. I feel kind of blocked. I was wondering if you could help me discover why there's so much shame regarded to sexuality throughout the centuries. Why?
Well, not in every culture.
That's true.
Well, thank you. Are you aware of some cultures that do not experience the idea of shame regarding sex?
I've seen, yeah, I can imagine that.
All right. Here's a suggestion. Go and explore that culture and find out why they have no shame surrounding that, and see if that serves you. Become part of that culture and explore and compare the culture that you have come from with the culture you're going into that does not exhibit the same shame. See what that does for you. Are you willing?
Yes.
Will that be interesting?
That would be pretty cool, yeah.
All right. It can be whatever temperature you want. But that would be the strongest suggestion for you right now from us, is actually take the time to go and explore a culture that does not have that expression of shame regarding sexuality or whatever else you decide to attach the concept of shame to. And you may find that when you do this, you will suddenly become aware of why you may have chosen to explore this theme in this life. And it may actually lead to a very strong position of teaching for you. And I don't just mean something you will learn, something that you can actually teach others.
Mm-hmm.
All right?
I also have...
all right?
All right.
Are you willing?
Yes.
All right. Now, you don't have to, but are you willing?
No, it's very important for me.
All
so
right,
yes.
thank you.
May I ask another question? Other than that question I just asked.
Yes.
All right. I'm noticing, I guess we're all noticing a sort of breakdown of our financial system, the way that it was doing based on
yes.
Dishonesty and non-integrity.
Yes. Well, as we have said, the idea is you're at the end of the cycle of limitation, and so all the things that are built upon those limitations will begin to crumble and fall apart around you. So the idea is not to change those systems. The idea is to invent new systems to replace them when they crumble.
Right. And
yes.
It seems that the more that they try to put it off with each...
they? Who is they?
I guess I'm referring to the administration.
You are your governments. You decide who is and is not in those leadership roles. You cannot distance yourself from them. You must all take responsibility if you wish to exhibit the ideas that you say you prefer. Do not call them they, because they are you. However, if you do not prefer what has been done, then by all means create the new systems. Show others what can be done, so that there will be something to replace the old systems when they do crumble, and they will crumble. Does that make sense? Does that help you?
Definitely.
Bon voyage.
I have one last question.
Where is it?
I'll show you.
Thank you.
All right. I have a young son. He doesn't live with me.
Yes.
And I really do want the best for him.
Yes.
And I'm really happy with the mother that he has.
Stop. Do this for the moment. When you go to sleep tonight, open up to your guides. Ask them for guidance and assistance on this issue. Do this for the next 3 nights. They will help you. All right?
All right.
Pleasant dreams.
You too. Thank you.
Always. I'm having one right now.
Thank you, Bashar.
Thank you.
Hi, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
I have 4 questions, each somewhat related.
Well, we'll see. Ask the first one, we'll see how far we get.
How close is your planet from the planet Earth?
It is in a different dimension, but if we were to overlap our parallel reality with yours, our world of Ethithani would be 500 light years approximately in the direction of the Orion constellation.
Okay, and what is the closest life forms to the planet Earth?
They are in what you call the Sirius star system.
Okay, and how fast does your spaceship travel?
Instantaneously. We do not have the concept of travel as you understand it. We simply use the idea of relocational vibration. We understand that an object does not exist in a location. From our perspective, the concept of location is one of the variables of an object. And if we change that variable, then the object must, by definition, simply cease to exist in the first location and take up residence in the location that we have imposed upon it in frequency. So we instantaneously go from one spot to another.
Okay, then do wormholes exist?
Yes, wormholes do exist, but we don't use them in the classic sense that your science fiction writers use them.
Okay, and
Oh, that's 4.
Oh, sorry. Can I get one more?
Well, all right.
Have you received any of our television or radio signals?
Well, yes, we look at them from time to time. Remember that my ship is actually over your planet.
Okay, but I mean your planet itself, have they traveled that far?
No, because understand that, first of all, you haven't been sending signals that long, but we would have to also be in your dimensional reality, in a sense, to have received them. We are not in your dimensional reality. We are in a parallel reality. So even if they had reached our planet in terms of distance, they would not have reached our planet in terms of vibratory frequency.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Good day.
This is kind of an odd experience.
For us too, but we like odd experiences.
Here.
And sometimes we like even ones.
All right. I found your content recently, and the night after I had a dream that I was asking you a question, and a few weeks later, here I am.
All right. Thank you for your synchronous creation.
But I guess what I was interested is in the first half, you were sharing about a 13th step to a 12-step program.
Yes, the 13th step, yes.
I would, as being a member of a 12-step program,
yes.
I was wondering if you could actually elaborate a little more into that. I thought it was pretty interesting.
Well, again, the idea is first and foremost to understand, fully understand, not half the concept, but really understand that every change is a total change. Not a partial change, a total change. We use the following example to illustrate the point. Imagine right now in your mind's eye a blue cube. Have you got it?
Yeah.
It has 6 blue sides, yes?
Yes.
All right, now, in your imagination, change one side to red. Just one. Have you got it?
Yeah.
Now you have a cube with 1 red side and 5 blue ones, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Here's the question. Is it the same cube?
No.
The idea is to fully understand that there are 2 ways to look at this. You can say, as most humans in history have done, that it's the same cube with 1 small change, or you can also choose to understand that a six-sided blue cube is not, literally not, at all the same cube as a cube with 5 blue sides and 1 red one. And if you fully understand that it's totally different, a totally different cube, you can apply this concept to the idea that every single thought you have, every single nanosecond you exist, you are never, ever, ever actually the same person, literally, from one moment to the next. And that any experience, any sensation of continuity is a complete and utterly self-created illusion for the sake of convenience based on beliefs that that continuity has to be there. The moment you fully understand that in the very next second you are really a completely different person, and if you allow yourself to create enough difference, a significant amount of difference between this new person and the last person that was there a moment ago, which is not you, then the new person can simply be free to exhibit whatever traits you have defined the new person to have. And there will be absolutely no connection to whatever traits existed in the other person, because that other person still exists as another person, not you. Not even who you used to be. It's just another person that you have nothing to do with and that has nothing to do with you. So, focusing on the idea, practicing the idea of really getting a visceral sensation that you are really a truly different person, no matter how you look in the mirror from moment to moment, will begin to allow you to truly unlock from any reality that you do not define as have anything to do with you. Make sense?
Yes.
All right. Does that answer your question?
It does.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, how are you?
Perfect. And you?
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
I'm kind of shy to talk about it. I have very
Oh,
personal...
too late. You're up in front of a whole
I know,
crowd.
and I'm actually happy and excited to be here.
All right. And I will not believe that you are shy anymore. Liar, liar, pants on fire.
Since I was a little girl,
yes.
I remember I had very, very weird and scary dreams.
Oh, you and the rest of humanity.
Yes, and this time I cannot sleep in the dark. I always have a lights on, and I don't know why is it like that. Is it my imagination that I feel something?
No, you're being visited.
Oh, no, you serious?
No, I am Estefani. Sirius is another star system.
Wow, it's funny because I'm not scared, even if you tell me that.
Yes.
So
are you afraid of us?
Am I afraid of you?
Yes, are you afraid of us? All right, I'll make it personal. Are you afraid of me?
No, I feel good. I don't know. I feel good being here.
Right.
I'm not afraid.
The only reason you are afraid of the others is because you don't know them like you know us.
Exactly. That's
so,
the point.
Take my word for it, there is nothing to be afraid of.
So it's not my imagination?
No.
So, because I also, when I was a little girl, I always feel some people in a room.
Yes.
And it's not my imagination.
No.
And what about the dreams that I used to have? A lot of different
Many of them are symbolic representations of actual experiences you have in other dimensions of reality with those beings and others.
Okay. And I also, when I was a little girl, I felt like someone was talking to me.
Yes, they were.
They were really talking to me?
Yes, but telepathically.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Now, are you afraid?
No, but what should I do not to be afraid of darkness?
I thought you said you were not afraid.
Now I'm not, but I
well,
think it's
then why
because
are you
I'm
afraid
in
of the
different
darkness?
energies right now.
Why are you afraid of the darkness?
Because I just feel that there's someone,
But I thought you weren't afraid of that someone anymore.
I'll try not to be, I guess.
Well, you don't have to try. You are either afraid of them or you're not. It's all right if you are, but you said you weren't.
But should I start talking to them? Should I communicate?
Why not? Why not? Why not invite them in on your own terms? Why not say, look, I'll meet you halfway? Why not say, look, I understand that I may be scared, but I understand that's my own fears. I still know that this is all right. I know that on some level I agreed to this. I know it will all work out. I know I did this for a reason. I'll work with you consciously. Let me be more conscious of what's going on. Let me participate. Let me have a voice. Let me have a say. I'll work with you.
And why is it me?
Why not you?
I don't know. I just don't feel special that someone else would could come.
There are many,
and
many, many
visit.
family lines on your planet that are part of the hybridization program that created our species. You are one, for which we thank you. You are, in that sense, one of our ancestors. So we pay you our honor and our respect for your willingness to participate in a program that brought about our birth.
So how should I open up to the experience? Like, should I just be
Would
myself?
you be excited in what
I
you
am
call...
very excited right now. I'm super excited to hear what
Would you
you're
like
saying.
us to finish the sentence?
Sorry. See, that's how much excited I am.
All right. Would you be excited in the future to meet the children, the hybrid children that you actually helped give birth to by the utilization of some of your genetic material?
Of course.
Then there is no reason to be afraid of the dark.
Okay.
Because that's who they are.
All right, thank you.
All right?
Thank you.
Does that help you?
Yes.
Sweet dreams.
Thank you.
Hello, Bashar.
Annie, you good day.
I have a question about heart intelligence and
Yes.
mind intelligence.
Yes.
A few months ago, I just started to intuitively focus on my heart if I had a
Oh,
question or something I wanted
very
to
good.
try to resolve.
Yes.
And then recently I was listening to one of your CDs where you had broken down the mechanism by which we translate information from our higher self
Yes.
into our brain.
Yes.
And then I started to get confused about how we can utilize those two intelligences.
The heart intelligence in that sense is the blending intelligence. It allows the personality construct, in a sense, to be supported in an intuitive way that allows it to do its job and only its job and not the job of the higher self. The heart intelligence in that sense is like the earthly support system, but the mind has the ability to ignore it. So the idea is that the heart needs to be supportive enough, open enough, big enough to allow the physical personality to know that it can rely on the support from the heart to allow it to do what it needs to do and no more. Does that make sense? The heart, when it beats, gives off an electromagnetic pulse that moves out from your body at the speed of light. You are all immersed in each other's heart bubbles all the time, literally. That heart bubble expands out through the personality. It has a frequency in it. It actually carries a particular frequency. If you will allow the mental aspect, if you will allow the persona aspect to relax, it will begin to feel that frequency. And as it feels that frequency, it can start relaxing and melting into the idea of actually doing the job it was designed to do, being supported by the heart, blended with the heart, balanced with the heart, and that will allow the higher mind to also come flooding in. And the physical mind will be filled with ecstasy. Does that help? No?
No, it helps. I think I have to meditate on it a little bit.
Oh, all right, if you wish. Is there some other direction you wish to take this idea?
Well, I too, like the previous gal, have lucid dream experiences where
Yes.
I am being.
Yes, I said it was common. I said she wasn't the only one.
Right. So my question is, there's been several, and the beings that are with me and
Yes.
experimenting on me and doing whatever.
Well, not exactly experimenting on you,
Well-
but we understand what you mean.
Right, they're different, and so I'm
Yes.
wondering, are they actually different or are they the same?
The beings, as we have said, that many of you call the Greys, that are the ones primarily focused upon the hybridization agenda, the creation of the hybrid races, the 5 hybrid races that now exist, are not actually alien beings. They are not actually extraterrestrials, except insofar as many of them actually do have bases and cities on other planets. But that's the only definition that actually fits. The beings that you call the Greys are actually from a parallel Earth, where they have destroyed themselves in a variety of ways in their past. They are actually mutated parallel reality humans who have taken their planet to the point of destruction that your planet has been on a course toward. In destroying themselves to a certain point and using their technology to adapt to survive, they eliminated genetically certain traits that they required for survival. And they needed viable human DNA in order to perpetuate their species. The only source of viable human DNA, once they had destroyed themselves in their reality, would be to harvest DNA from another parallel Earth reality. Yours.
So is the reason that they chose me in particular?
Is because you represent family lines that are energetically and on a soul level connected to the family lines of that parallel reality.
And is there a way to communicate with them?
Absolutely. In fact, you actually communicate with them all the time. But because of the nature of the way the agenda has been carried out, they make you forget that you've had those communications. If you feel you're ready to start recalling some of those communications without fear, then you can simply begin to recall them by lying down when you go to sleep and asking for assistance in remembering. The memories may come back sporadically, and it may be a little jolting at first, but you'll get used to it. All we can tell you is, eventually, it will be all right, and you will remember what conversations have already transpired. And when you begin to remember what conversations have already transpired, you will be ready to have more conversations.
Will they be able to provide any illumination into sort of life purpose? Is that part of my life?
That is really not their agenda. But the idea is that you will gain from the knowledge in the experience an ability to understand how to be more of who you are, which fits your life's purpose. Because as we have said, there is only one common purpose to everyone, only one common mission to everyone, and that is to simply be your fullest self as best as you can. That's it. Sorry, it's that simple. How you express the mission is up to you and is unique to you. But that's only an expression of your purpose. The purpose is to just be you as fully as you can, and the best way to do that is to act on your joy every moment that you possibly can. So this experience may give you more ability to tap into how you wish to express your life's purpose, but we have just told you the long and short of your life's purpose. There's no more to it than that.
Right. So is there a way to make income by lucid dreaming?
There is, and we'll allow you to use your imagination to figure out how that might work. I will give you, however, an example.
Great, thank you.
This actually exists on your planet so that you understand that if this person as a human can do this, then you can do whatever you imagine you can do as well. There was a mother whose greatest joy was to tell her children stories, make them up as she went, but they were very vivid, very vibrant, very colorful stories, and her children really, really loved them to the point where they invited all their friends over to begin listening to these stories. And she would tell them, and they would get more and more rich and more vibrant, to the point where these children began to invite their parents over to listen to the stories. And the parents started inviting their friends over to listen to the stories. And pretty soon they recognized that she was spending so much time telling them these wonderful stories that they began to offer her to pay her to tell these stories. And now she makes a very good living just telling stories.
Thank you, Bashar.
The point is, if you do it with passion, it will support you, even though you have no idea how that might be possible. And the reason you have no idea how that might be possible is because your physical mind is not designed to know how things will happen, but your higher mind is, and it's got everything under control. Trust it, trust it, trust it. Imagination is the actual conduit of communication between physical and higher mind. Trust it. Go with it. Act on your joy. All right?
Yes.
Does that help you?
Yes. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
Bashar, how would you respond to someone who comes before you and says, I have a health problem?
I have already responded to this earlier. The majority of what people on your planet call health problems can be alleviated by a thorough detoxification program and the ingestion of those nutrients once the toxins have been dislodged from the cells that prevent absorption of nutrients by then dislodging them and putting in the nutrients that allow the body to automatically, spontaneously, rapidly heal. That is the basis of all healing with respect to your planet, because your planet is so toxic.
Suppose the questioner continues the question and requests your help.
The help that we give is in the form of the recommendation only of specific regimens of detoxification that we know are produced by companies on your planet that are extremely effective. And we have given this as systems that are put out by a company, an organization on your planet called American Botanical Pharmacy in Los Angeles. It is not the only one, but we have guided the channel to find one of the most effective ones in the area in which he lives, and they are willing to ship all of their products everywhere in the world. And since that is one of the most effective ones that has been found, we will simply continue to suggest it, because it is extremely effective in repairing almost anything that a human calls a disease or health problem. First, detoxification. Second, look to the specific formulations they have that may address very specific areas of the body that are having challenges. And third, putting in only the natural organic nutrients that the body requires for healing. Those three things first must be done before anything else is considered. Otherwise, you will not know what your body can do on its own before you rely on any other methodology.
Thank you, Bashar. One last question.
Yes, sir.
When I was about 2 or 3 years old, I fell into a river.
Yes.
And I recall having some ideas of what happened.
Yes.
Did I actually die?
Yes.
Thank you, Bashar.
Please understand that many of you have actually died more than once. But some of you always have the choice. You always have the choice to actually continue the life. Death is not the end. You always have a choice. Some of you don't choose in that sense to continue that life, but some of you do. But even after death, for a while, you actually still have the choice to continue that life. Some of you may simply not remember that you died. Some of you may have an experience like this person just defined, and they may wonder whether or not they died, but can't imagine how they got out of it. Well, many times you actually didn't. You actually died and came back and continued the life from that point in time on. What that means is you actually came back to a parallel reality.
Thank you, Bashar.
Thank you. There will be, at this moment, but a few moments remaining for this transmission. At this time, we would like to ask each and every one of you to become comfortable once again. This time, allow your body to relax and close your eyes. This time, create in the present the memory of the holotope experience as it was experienced by you. Allow yourself to simply feel the sensations, feel the energies, imagine the colors you saw, see them now, and picture those energies, those colors, those sounds coursing along the neurological highways of your brain. See the neurological pathways switching to and fro, clicking like train tracks in different directions that represent all paths leading to the central divine spark, and all paths leading from the central divine spark, energized, maximized, magnetized, vibrationally resonant. Breathe in, breathe in, breathe in, and breathe out. And a second time, breathe in, breathe in, breathe in, and breathe out. And a third time, breathe in, breathe in, breathe in, and hold it. Hold it, hold it, hold it. And blow it out. The people that began with this interaction are no longer here. This is a different interaction on a different day with different people on a different world, a different parallel earth that has only as much to do with any other parallel Earth as you decide it has. Melt, melt, melt into your joy. Let your heart support you. Let your physical mind do its job. Let your higher mind help you. Be a whole person, a whole being. Half a car is not a car. Half a human is not a human. Getting a concept intellectually means you don't get it. You have to live it to get it. Experience it to get it. And that is what physical reality is all about. The experience. Because once you live in physical reality, you get it. Believe me, you get it. We will extend to each and every one of you our deepest appreciation and unconditional love for giving us the great gift of sharing this day with you on this new reality. We bid you a fond, creative, exciting, and passionate and active good day.